Hey, you know what time it is. Gotta get the mojo started. It's Talk About It Tuesday. And yes, I'm here on location today. It's been a great day. I'm sure you guys got out and voted. If you haven't, you better get to it and do it, okay? Come on. We gotta make some changes. This is how we gonna do it. Stop talking about it. Be about it, baby. Welcome, Misha.Oris. Well, you know who you are, Misha. I'm trying to make sure I get your whole name, but thank you so much for joining me again. Thank you for joining me, Carmel Arthur Jones. Welcome. Oh, hey. You know this is my song. Of course, my phone fell down. All right, I'm going to turn this off because we want to get started soon. My guest has been graciously come and pick me up today. So we got a chance to talk, and here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Earl Davis. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a great day. I got out and voted. I'm sure you did as well.
7 o'clock this morning, right before work.
So tell us. You're a massage therapist, not a masseuse, a massage therapist, okay?
Yes.
And tell us your story. How did you get started as a massage therapist?
Got started in massage therapy. It actually started in Virginia when I was going to community college. And a friend of mine from high school was also going to community college. And she was kind of bougie. So she would always ask me,
What's wrong with bougie?
Bougie's fine, but this was 2000. Yeah, 2001. So she would always ask me for massages because she was really bossy like that.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't mind because we was cool. So one day between classes, gave her a massage, and she was like, "You're pretty good at it. You ever thought about going to school?" I'm like, I had to think about that.
Yeah.
Well, fast forward, I'd say a couple years, when I moved back to Philly, I was actually going to school downtown for course stenography. Didn't really work out because the amount of practice and time that you have to put in really wasn't, conducive to what I wanted to do. So I said to myself, if I'm going to go back to school, I'm going to go for what I really want to do. So I looked into massage therapy, started night classes part-time, 5 days a week, a few hours a night. Did that 9 months later, I was certified. So it's it's really cool to get into that and to be able to affect a person's body and to be able to lift them to where they're supposed to be from where they, I guess, for lack of a better term, from where they were to when I'm done, they feeling so much better.
Yeah.
So,
So with COVID and everything, how have you been dealing with that?
you just have to protect yourself.
So you're still doing massage therapy as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's you have to really follow the rules. You don't want to. You really don't want to.
Don't mind me. I'm just
break the laws
out.
and whatnot. So, you want to stay protected. You want to protect your clientele as well. But it's still good. Some people are hesitant now more than ever because obviously nobody wants to catch this and be subjected to having to be quarantined for 14 days or even have to go to the hospital or God forbid they have to go on a ventilator or anything like that. So it's you just try to follow the rules that your state and also the AMTA, which is the Association Massage Massage Therapist Association. What their guidelines are. So it's just okay. How many people you're gonna have? All right, that should be okay as long as it's not 40, 50 people.
Right.
You know.
Right.
You know.
Heaven forbid.
Yeah. So, but as long as you following your guidelines, everything should be okay.
Okay. So, what are some things that you learned with massage therapy that help, like, far as like if somebody's in pain, like far as your neck and your back, like what are some pressure points that you could probably explain to us, like would be,
Well, with massage therapy, it's all about comfort.
Okay.
So sometimes, depending on the amount of pressure you put on a person,
Mm-hmm.
it may hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how tight you are, and you want to institute a deeper pressure, deeper stroke
Mm-hmm.
to get your muscles to loosen up. That's basically the main thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically like, you know, if you're tight,
Mm-hmm.
you're stressed out, everything is just tight.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to release.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a block of ice.
Okay.
When you melt a block of ice, it turns into water. So everything is free flowing. So you got to use heat. Mm-hmm. So you want to use deeper strokes, maybe even a few extra strokes to compensate that, or do different techniques to allow the body to get adjusted to that, and also incorporate stretching is one of the main things that I like to do as well. When it comes to massage, it's not just different strokes. I try to incorporate different things in my brand of massage therapy, from aromatherapy to aquatherapy to physical therapy, as well as the basis of the strokes, from the deep tissue to Swedish and things of that nature. So, and trigger points. So I try to be. It's almost like a big pot of jambalaya. So it's one of the reasons why I always call my massages experiences, because it's a lot going on.
And trust me, I know firsthand. He is excellent. I met this brother. There was an event that used to go on here before all this COVID crap. Hey, one-on-one poetry. Thank you for joining us. I met him. He was there in the park giving out foot massages. And, I'm a busy girl. So I need my feet. And they ain't no little feet. Okay? I needed my feet massaged. And he gave me a really good massage. And hopefully I'm going to get one this evening. But he really made my feet feel better, because people don't notice that a lot of women, especially that if you have big feet like myself, have flat feet. I don't have an arch, so I forget how it's said. I know it's plantar
fasciitis.
Yes, that's it. He said it, and I didn't realize I had that until I got older. Hey, Fred Rest. I'm just going to spell it QFRASHAD. Thank you so much for joining us today. And with that being said, I needed to have more support. And when he gave me a massage, I'm telling you, my feet feel so much better. Okay? And you should. And the thing is that a lot of people don't realize that taking care of yourself is very important. It's very important. Not just mentally, but your body. Relaxing your mind and relaxing your body. Getting your muscles prepared for more is very important. Thank you so much for joining me, Izzy 2018. So, I would like to share a little bit about what's been going on with the election this evening. But first, I would like to share, because this brother is connected, and I asked him earlier because I know it's been a lot going on as far as the news with the recent killing, basically, here in West Philadelphia, and that's where we're at now. And thank you, one-on-one poetry. And please, please, please put those hearts up. Let me know that you guys are listening and that you're being informed. But this gentleman that I had before you this evening, he recently, matter of fact, I'm not even going to start saying anything. I'm going to let him tell his story. I'm going to let him share with you, if you don't mind.
So, Walter Wallace Jr. is one of my younger cousins. So, the gentleman that was shot and killed up in West Philly. It's sad for my family and everybody in our family. And one of the greatest fears that I have had since basically the Trayvon Martin situation has gone down has been I did not want to become a hashtag. That's a very humbling thing. And to get a phone call from my uncle saying that my younger cousin was shot and it was probably going to be on the news. That's that's mind numbing in itself.
Yeah.
So, I watched the video. I told everybody on my friends list, if you cannot circulate it, I greatly appreciate it because
I saw that.
It's that gruesome. And I can only imagine how my cousins feel. The kids, his wife who just went into labor and had my beautiful baby girl the day afterwards. So it's a tough blow, and I don't know how I had to fall back.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. I didn't want to be out there saying, well, this is how I feel and yada yada yada. I had to fall back and let them handle this the way they need to handle it and be a support system for them. Now everybody has their opinions as to what could have happened. What did they have to go that far? I didn't want them to go that far. I understand, police work is dangerous, obviously, but could have been done differently. Did they have to shoot him when he was still 10, 15 feet away?
Right.
When he was in that state
crazy.
of mind, which is, when you're in that type of state, when everybody is continuing to escalate it, it's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
So, there has to be a calmer voice in order to get him to try to calm down. So
it was just crazy how they handled it. That's the part that pisses me off.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the family feels that way as well.
Yeah. So.
But with all the looting and everything like that. So I know we were speaking about it before, and I know you probably can't share but so much information because it is your family. But I do believe what we were saying, that you don't want to relive that, that whole process for the family.
They're going through it every single day, probably every single hour, minute to second. They are going to be affected forever.
Yes.
His mom, his dad, his wife. They were only married, I believe, for a month.
Wow.
The baby girl is going to hear stories about this.
Yes, because she was born right after his death.
The day after. So the kids, I don't even know if the kids were there. Maybe a couple of the kids were there. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
So like you were saying, they're not going to press charges?
I believe they're not pressing charges, but they are going after a civil suit.
Okay.
So, because, in my opinion, I think it will be really difficult for them to get charges, because obviously capital murder, first degree, second degree, I don't think you're probably going to get those. Third degree, outside chance, and even with a misdemeanor, because like I said, with them bringing that up, that means you're going to trial. That means everything gets rehashed.
Yeah.
It's going to be beyond painful. It's going to be numbing to his mom and dad.
Yeah.
It's going to be numbing to his wife. To have to relive that in a courtroom, and to probably have a defense attorney bring up all the bad stuff that has happened in his 27 years of life. He's only 27 years old.
He was only 27 years old. Young black man.
That's the sobering thought. You never want to get. It's bad enough when you get calls of, family members who are sick or who passed away or things of that nature. But to see this and this become national news,
yeah,
you know, and of course you don't want to see the looting and the rioting and things of that nature, because you know I often sit and things like, what did Snipes do to y'all? What did the fine wines and spirits do to y'all?
Exactly. You know,
what did
like,
Rite Aid do
why?
to y'all?
Why is it the way that we're handling it though? Why does it have to be that way? So many other things. Oh, I do see some other people did join us. I just want to give them a shout out. Earl Style 7, thank you for joining us, brother. Lady K, thank you so much for joining us. Sharad's Photos, thank you so much for joining us. And yes, we are sending prayers and support to this brother's family. I can't imagine. Thank you so much for joining us, Robert Brodas. Thank you so much for joining us, actor T. Dumont. So, for you, as a family member, and we're not going to stay on it too much longer, because I do want to get back to what you do and how you got started and such. But for you as a family member and seeing everything that's going on, the support that you're giving them and they're getting from others, do you think that people should really just like not be posting these videos? Because with them posting the videos, it is making us aware of what happened, but it's not giving us all the details. And a lot of times people, they want details because they're newsy, you know. But what would be the best support that you would think people should be doing right now?
I just want people to give them positive energy. That's the main thing. Whether it's through prayer, whether it's through, if you're not a big believer in prayer, just giving them positive energy, because they need it. They're gonna need it for a long time. This, like I said, they're never gonna forget this.
Right.
You know, this is it's stuck here. It's stuck back here. It's stuck back here for me, and I can only imagine how they feel.
Right.
You know, as far as the video, you know, I can understand if the video was given to police, but I know we live in a world today where it's the World Star, TMZ type of generation, and I know there's been a lot of talk about, well, if you wasn't filming, and you could have interjected yourself, maybe you wouldn't have got shot and killed. Touchy situation, because like I said, the more you escalate it, the madder he's gonna get.
Exactly.
When you're in that, you're in a manic state of mind.
Right.
And and his own mother really couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you got to try to diffuse it the best way you possibly can. And, you know, if the two officers went in opposite directions, that could have helped. Not having their hands on their guns probably could. That should have been the last thing you could have done. But when I saw the video and I saw the cop do that, I knew something, it was going to be bad. I don't know. I didn't know how bad, but I knew it was going to be bad. And then, I guess, what was it, 12 shots?
Yeah, 12 shots.
12 shots.
12 shots.
So not one or two.
They meant for that. They meant to kill him. You know, and I'm stunned, you know, because some of that was somebody's child. You know, regardless of his mental issues, it could have been handled so much better. So anyone that has just joined us, we are having an interview this evening with Earl Davis. And ironically enough, his younger cousin is Walter Wallace Jr. And this was the gentleman that was shot and killed here in West Philadelphia. And for anybody that, you know, is listening, please be praying for this family. Be praying for their strength. Be praying for this positive energy, because it's a lot to lose a child, regardless of how you lose them. But to be lost and killed like that, It's just sad. It's very sad. So we need to be praying. That's why we need to be voting. If you haven't voted, you need to get out and vote and make these changes. And if you just take the second to think about the quality of our life and the strength that we need to have as a black family, he's family. This is my brother. I've known him for a while now. So please, don't be posting stuff like that. If anything you need to be doing is supporting him in prayer and supporting his family in prayer and for their strength. Okay? All right. So, we're not going to stay on that too much longer because we know when we pray, we should leave it with God and God's going to take care of it. So, with you being a massage therapist and with COVID and everything, you did share on how you are handling it and still making it happen. But as I've been learning, you wear many hats, brother.
Yeah. I also work at a daycare, actually a couple different daycares. Do
and what do you do? Transportation?
Some maintenance, sometimes in the kitchen.
So he cooks too, guys.
I can dabble a little bit, but I'm not chef worthy.
You're not Chef Earl Davis.
No, I'm not Chef Boyardee or nothing like that. So, you just try to help out where you can when things don't go according to plan.
Yeah.
Or if something happens and you have to fill in, you just have to fill in. So, you just try to keep the
business going, and it's a family business as well, right?
Yeah. My aunt and uncle's daycare. My aunt owns it. My uncle, he's like the transportation manager, or transportation and food service. He oversees transportation and food service.
How long have they been in business now?
Oh wow,
that long?
I know it's been over 15 years.
Wow, that's a blessing. Black-owned business, daycare, taking care of the babies.
Yeah, they got 2 sites, one in South Philly, the other one's in Yeadon. They hopefully will be opening a 3rd facility up in North Philly.
Oh, wow.
But
what's the name of it?
Discovery Place Preschool.
Discovery Place Preschool. Okay. That's what's up. Does anybody have any questions? I do. Thank you so much. One-on-one poetry praying, a mighty prayer for his family and healing. Thank you. And thank you so much for joining us. SELCA 845. Thank you. Hey, Elmo Tree. Good to see you, brother, that you're joining us this evening. Bring those hearts on because I need to know that you're listening and that you're enjoying Talk About It Tuesday. So, I want to make sure, you give you shout outs because that's what keeps us afloat.
Got you.
But, so, let me just check the time. All right. So, with that being said, we are moving forward with the election. Right now, everybody should have voted already. And I'm not going to ask you who you voted for. But what would you like to be the outcome of this election now that, the day is the day?
What I want out of it is moving forward that people understand that, as I like to call it, this great popularity contest.
That's a good way to say it.
This means something in some aspects, but it's not the be all end all because, in my opinion, there's the people can affect how this country moves forward, not the guy that's the president of the United States. Because if you really sit there and think about it, Congress really runs stuff. The president is just the face.
Yeah.
So, if you remember back to Barack Obama's last couple of years in office, when the Republicans controlled the House and the Senate, and they vetoed a ton of his stuff, and when he vetoed it, they overrode his veto. So, I don't expect the government to fix the underlying issues that are an issue that are a problem in this country, like racism. So with racism, that's on the people. I would love for people to say, you know what, slavery was wrong. We need to right the wrong and move forward as a society. But some people don't want to do that. So, you know, you would think after 9/11 that would have happened.
Yeah.
No. There was a couple kumbayas, and it was right back to the way it was, always was.
Yeah.
So, and it was just, oh, it's all the Muslims' fault. It's like, so all Muslims is responsible for what they did? No. Of course not.
No.
So, it's common sense. My mother always tells me if you don't have common sense, you're not gonna make it. It's good to be book smart. It's good to be street smart. But if you ain't got common sense, you're not gonna make it.
No.
And everybody has it. It's just everybody chooses not to use it.
You're absolutely right.
And that's, I mean, you can make your fair share of mistakes. We all are. So, we're all gonna make our fair share of mistakes. But if you own it and say, okay, I know not to do this.
Yeah.
I have to do it differently than what I did before, then you're fine. You can't be like a certain guy in the White House who won't take any responsibility for anything. Oh, I don't take responsibility for this pandemic. No. It's not my fault. Like, you want to call it the Chinese virus, but you knew about it.
Exactly.
But you didn't tell us until it was too late. So, and then all of a sudden you got it. So is it still really a hoax?
Well, you know what kills me is how he replies to replies to the questions. Like, there was a commercial that I seen. There was a commercial I seen recently, and he's on the commercial, and he's like, I'm trying to remember exactly what he says. Oh, he's like, I got that. What was the name of the, like, an antidote or whatever for the corona? I can't remember the name of it. They gave it to him, and he was like, and baby, I'm feeling better. I was like, what? You mean to tell me? And then his son had it.
A whole bunch of people in his circle had it.
Right. And now they're healed.
An experimental drug that's not ready to be released yet. And who knows when it's going to be released.
It's crazy. It's crazy. No, he isn't a licensed masseuse. He is a massage therapist. And I'm going to have him explain to you the difference, because I had to learn from him, because I was calling him a masseuse. Thank you so much for joining us, Big Rube.
Okay. Here's the difference between a masseuse and a massage therapist. A masseuse is a female. That's number one. At last I checked, I'm not a female.
He's not, guys.
I'm not a female. A masseur is the male version, but I'm not that either. Massage therapist deals with the therapy of doing massages. A masseuse or masseur, for lack of a better term, just think of sucky $5.
Wow.
Happy ending.
Wow.
And that's one of the perceptions that I try to eliminate when it comes to dealing with the this dichotomy of massage therapy versus masseuse. Now, there's different forms of it. You know, I've even seen like sensual massage therapy.
What's that?
Which is, well, it's a little bit, how can I put it? I know it's a little bit deeper, you know, probably a little bit more. Is
it more hands-on or?
Well, it's both hands-on.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit more intense as far as the sensuality goes.
Oh, okay.
So
it's like a central area.
It's really, it's like the entire experience. You have like
aromatherapy.
You have aromatherapy. You have the different type of music. Whereas I may have soundscapes or music of that nature, they might be playing something really, really romantic to put you in the mood.
Okay.
So
it centralizes at a certain effect for the experience.
It's more. It's almost more foreplayish. I guess you could say.
Okay.
But
people always think that that's what massage therapy is because that's what's known.
That's the perception of it.
Right.
So it's not, oh man, Earl's pretty good. I'm like, yeah, I'm good because I'm providing therapy for you.
Right, and there's a difference.
It is a difference. Not that I'm knocking them, and not knocking anybody that does it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, that's fine. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's your lane. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
But we're in a different lane. Or some of us are in a different lane.
Mm-hmm.
I think the perception of like I do massage and all of a sudden clothes fall off and then we're off in the cut doing something. That's not the case.
Right.
There's a perception and there's the reality. The reality is if you're on my table, for females, your breasts are covered.
Private areas.
Your private areas are covered. I'm not going to see that. I'm not touching that.
Right.
Now, some people may say, well, what about your butt? Your butt can actually be massaged. It is techniques that I use, maybe different than others, where I'm not handsy. I guess you could say, it's like ground beef.
Aren't you handsy? Like. That's the whole purpose.
That's a different type of handsy. So,
it's a different type. So it's not that type of hands where you're groping.
Yeah, you're not groping.
Okay.
And really, when I do the backside, there is muscles back there.
Right.
I tend to just use my fists and do compression strokes for your glutes, gluteus medius, maximus, and minimus. There's 3 muscles that connect into your backside. So,
right.
So it's not. That's really, you're not staying on that for more than 30 seconds anyway. So before you're moving on to the next area. So whether it is your back, your neck, your legs, your feet, your hands, whatever the case may be. So, that's the differences between a masseuse and masseur and a massage therapist. Okay. So that's.
So how is it for you as a black man, as a massage therapist? Like, what are some challenges? Because, like, out of 100, let's put it this way, out of 100, how many, I'm going to just say, how many times that men don't want to get a massage from you because you're a man? And how many times would women want to get a massage from you? My sister is so crazy. Pressure strokes, my neck and my back. Yes, my neck and my back. How many times did you had a situation? And I would love a funny story because I know you shared one before about how the men were when you were doing massage therapy.
With men, obviously, here goes back to the perception. The thing I'll say about massage therapy is that it's a very female-dominated profession. Guys are the minority because women get massaged women. Men would rather be massaged by women. Yeah. That's just the nature of it.
That's what a lot of men say too.
Because it just feels a lot better. Now, some guys have come to me in the past. Okay. Because I have stronger hands.
Yeah, so I think it's better.
So if they're dealing with tightness or stiff, so they don't mind coming to me. So, and
wait a minute, the camera not on. Go ahead,
yeah. So it's not that bad. So if I'm like, listen, dude, basically the same massage that a female get, you're gonna get. But I will preface that by saying you'll never get the same massage twice.
No, I believe that. I definitely believe that.
As hard as you try to go through every your routine, you'll never give the same massage twice. The pressure may be different. You may use 2 extra strokes here and 1 less stroke over there, but whatever the case may be, that's just the way it is. You'll never give the same massage twice. But I have had guys. My good friend Ola, who from the Arts Garage.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I did an event at the
Mm-hmm.
Arts Garage, he would come get a chair massage
Mm-hmm.
and a foot massage.
Mm-hmm.
He was good for that.
Yeah.
Tipped me very well.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, man, listen, I need services. You the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to see you.
Yes.
And anytime I ever ran into her, I said, yeah, I'm coming to see you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to see you. But it's a female-dominated profession when it comes to the therapists and the clients.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you also have a lot of females that are, well, my man can give me massages. I'm like, okay, your man ain't me, but
right.
It's all good.
But that always leads to something, and that's the problem that I don't like that. Just so I could say that I don't like that, because when you get a massage from your man, before you know it, pop goes weasel. I'm just gonna say it, and you're not really wanting that. So especially when you're busy and you're doing stuff, you need to be able to relax. You know, as an actress and a model or whatever it is that you do, you want to be able to relax. And sometimes you just want a really good massage. And trust me, this brother is great at it. I've gotten chair massages from him. I've gotten foot massages from him. And before we end today, I'm going to make sure that you guys get his information so that way you can also get yours. So with the men massages, when you do a male massage, mm-hmm. What was the most interesting massage that you ever did? And it was a male massage. It could be funny. It could be weird. He was weirded out.
No, I wouldn't say he was weirded out.
Mm-hmm.
For at least the guy, the only one I can remember off the top of my head was, I think we was at La Rose Cafe over in Germantown. Mm-hmm. And I know when the Collective used to be over there, and they would have their poetry events, and they had me come over there and do services.
What Collective was this?
Jody and...
Oh, really? Oh, well, shout out to Jody and Tiffany. That's Jody right. Tiffany, I forgot you guys knew each other. Hey, Mixed Queen. Thank you for joining us.
And my brother M Life and all them.
That's right. That's
mm-hmm.
right. That's
so
right.
When they were over there, I would come out and do services for them. And a young guy, he mm-hmm. came over. He was like, "Can I get a massage?" I was like, "Sure." Mm-hmm. In the chair. Mm-hmm. And did my thing. He woke up. He was just like, "Yeah, bro. Yeah. Give me a pound.
Right.
Give me a hug."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah.
You're like,
yeah,
I know I got skills.
Legit, dog. You legit, man.
You broke it down on him.
Yeah, I put him to sleep. That's what you're supposed to do. Put him to sleep. So, but the female stories, those. Yeah, that was. Yeah, the female story. Let's see.
Just pick one, Earl. I'm sure you have a many.
The one that was probably the funniest to me was we was at the Reef. This was.
I think you told me this one.
2006,
mm-hmm.
I believe. So I was about a year in, or maybe a year or two in, and we was upstairs in their little VIP section, which is like no bigger than a walk-in closet.
Oh wow!
But I don't hold that against them.
Right.
But so I was up there with my partner, and the lady was sitting off to the side mm-hmm. on a couch, and I just did another female, and
mm-hmm.
and she was like, "Oh, you're doing foot massages?" I said, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
And she proceeded to take her pantyhose off right there
in
front of me.
Oh, she was ready.
Yeah, I was just like, "Oh, you didn't want to go to the bathroom?"
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm.
She's
like, "I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Do what you do."
I'm like, "Oh, all right." Okay, cool.
Like, let's go.
All right. And she was happy about it. And,
mm-hmm.
and the way she went dancing
mm-hmm.
barefoot. I don't think she ever put her heels back on.
I know that's right, because I was walking around in that grass that day. The first time you gave me a massage, I was so happy. My tootsies was feeling so much better.
So, I mean, the females, when you get a reputation
Mm-hmm.
that a positive reputation,
Of course.
that
Have
you're
you
really
ever
good.
had a bad experience where
Ah,
somebody was like, "You're horrible"? I'm sure they didn't say that.
wow. Not really. I think
You
about
never
that.
had an
I don't think
experience
I
like
ever
that.
really had a bad one.
Wow, that's what's
Maybe a
up.
subpar one, but even I don't remember that. That probably was
It
real
was
early on.
far and few between.
So I mean, if you 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 do what you do, and if it's acceptable to them,
Mm-hmm.
great.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, then it is what it is. It's one of the reasons why, which is another story.
Okay.
The reason why I don't charge for my services anymore.
Okay.
So, matter of
Now,
fact,
why is that? Because I remember you telling
so
us
as a
before.
matter of fact,
Okay.
today is the 5 year anniversary.
Oh,
So
wow.
this is the five. Today is the 5 year anniversary of me receiving my kidney transplant. So this is perfect.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
So
beautiful.
5 years ago today, I got a phone call from Hahnemann Hospital, and they told me that they had a kidney for me, and if I wanted it, I said yes. Proceeded to hop on the Broad Street line, get to Hahnemann in 20 minutes. Signed off on the paperwork. Went up, got changed. They did their final tests. My EKG, ultrasound, everything was fine. Then they wheeled me down to the operating room, kissed my mom goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
So signed off on anesthesia, and then told me to count back from 100. And I think I got the 93. I was out. 6.5 hours later, I finally wake up. I couldn't barely see. I didn't know where my glasses was. All I know is, I got something inside of me. I don't know what it is. It was like, well, you have a catheter. Oh. So I'm like, man, I gotta pee.
Right.
But it's like, I'm like, oh, you are peeing. I'm like, what's this? So what's this thing I got inside me? It's like it's a stent. I was like, oh, okay. But you're passing fluid.
Good.
So I think my mother and father, they both came to see me off. They went home, and I ended up having to wait until about 9 o'clock, I guess, to get a room. And that's where I took the famous picture post-op with the tubes up my nose.
Yes.
And it was like, wow, man, you just came out of kidney transplant surgery. And I was like, yeah. And they told me, he said, you'll probably be here for 10 to 14 days to see how everything goes. I was home in 5.
Wow.
So while I was recuperating after post-op in that room, I said, when I return to doing massages, I will never charge anyone ever again.
Wow.
So because I was giving a second chance to live. I don't have to be on a dialysis machine anymore. Yeah. I'm not trying to go back on a dialysis machine anymore. I know what I need to do to, stay off that. I change my diet and exercise and do all the things that I didn't do that would put me in this situation in the first place.
Yeah.
Be more active. So I said, I'm not going to charge anymore. People look at me like, wait, what?
Yeah. When you told me that the first time, I was like, huh?
Like, why? That's the story. Why?
Yeah, because you got a second chance.
Because I got a second chance. So one of the first things I was taught when I went to school for this is, if you're doing this for the money, you're going to have your feelings hurt more often than not. Because a lot of people are, even if you're really good, you might not get what you think you deserve. So you get what you get. So if I don't charge, if they don't have it, then it is what it is. You help somebody out. If they give word of mouth, that's just as good as you giving me $5.
Yeah, you're definitely right.
Which also reminds me of somebody that gave me their meter change as a tip. And I told them to keep it. So that's another story. Actually, at the Reef, they was gonna give me $5 in quarters. I'm like, No, you keep that. You
Yeah.
might need to feed the meter.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that
And
big
I
of a
think you
deal.
stay blessed like that when you have that type of heart and mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very important to connect with people and network with people because you know, like you said, you never know who you're talking to. You never know who they're talking to.
I'd rather, help people out that really need it, because I think you were saying it earlier. When it comes to massages, more people is more luxury than necessity, and massages are a necessity now. That
It is.
People need it.
They
because
do.
we live in an era and a time where stress runs rampant.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got a guy that's not charging, that's legit.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, we might need to call him.
Right.
And it's not that big of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, okay, if you don't have it, you don't have it. It's not going to hurt me none. It's like, oh, but we're going to call you back next week.
Almost, like sometimes when people minister, they don't get charged for it. They may ask for donations.
Yeah, I ask for tips and donations.
Tips and donations is always welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for joining Let's Loop. So before we go, we're going to get his information because I want to make sure I get my foot massage, okay? Don't get it twisted. The brother is good. Matter of fact, I'm about to take my shoe off right now so that way we can get started because that's how we're going to end this segment. But how can people find you?
I'm on Facebook. At some point, I will be on Instagram.
You don't know how long I've been telling him he need to get an Instagram.
I will be on Instagram at some point. Probably early 2021, if not sooner. So I will hop on that.
Good.
But my number is 267-303-7114. That's 267-303-7114. I can also be reached at PIF Massage Therapy at yahoo.com. That's P as in Peter, I as in I.
Mm-hmm. The letter I or the
letter I, and F as in Frank, Massage Therapy at yahoo.com. Those, and I'm also on Facebook.
Earl Davis.
Earl Davis. There's a few of us, but right now, you'll see me. You'll find
and if
me.
you don't see him, just DM me, and I'll be glad to send you the information. So I'm about to take off my shoe in a few minutes, so that way I can get my foot massaged. But I thank you for joining me this evening here at Talk About It Tuesday. Thank you so much, Earl. Thank
you for having me.
Me and him have been brothers and sisters. Well, brother and sister for a while now. He's in the Creatives calendar, so check that out. I posted it earlier today. And he is amazing. So you want to follow him. Facebook, Earl Davis. He gave you the information for him to follow him online. Schedule your appointment. You don't want to miss out on getting the therapy you need. And please, please don't forget to keep this brother's family in prayer with everything that's going on. And I hope to see you guys this Thursday for Thoughtful Thursday. You don't want to miss it. Catch you guys next time. Thank you, William. See you on Thursday, brother.